All right. Hello, y'all. I'm here with Hannah. So first off, Hannah, I just want to start and you introduce yourself to everyone. Tell everyone who you are, and also what brought you to me in the first place.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah, and what brought me to Nutrition by Lex is the matter of getting in the somebody there and disciplining me when it comes to working out, eating healthier, because I was always active, but it was my nutrition side that I needed extra help with. And I noticed that's what she specialized in was nutrition. And also it was killing two birds with one stone and getting also the workout part. So
Yeah. So what were your goals kind of coming into working with me? And what did you try in the past to try and get to those goals?
My number one main goal was to fit in a bridesmaid's dress that I was working towards, and I just knew my eating was not the best because portion sizes were not my thing, and I would just eat whatever was in sight. And so at first we worked on portion sizing, and once I felt more comfortable with portion sizing, then we started adding the tracking part to it, which also really helps me because now I actually feel in control of what I eat compared to how I felt before, where I would, like I said, I would honestly eat everything in sight. But yeah, and it's great because it has habits that I probably wouldn't have had if I didn't join.
Yeah. Yeah. So you came to us initially wanting to fit in that bridesmaid's dress, which you are now, it fits like a glove, and looks so beautiful on you. And you sent me the picture the other day and I was like, heck freaking yeah. I mean, you still have 2 months to go. So love to see that you've already reached your main goal. Now we're just we're going past that.
Yeah.
But what were some of your biggest fears when starting, before you started, right as you were starting, what were some of your biggest fears?
My biggest fear was falling back into old patterns. Just if I didn't see progress, I would just honestly give up if I didn't see it as fast as I would, because I am a very impatient person and I like everything to happen now. And what I am learning is that everything, it takes time and trusting the process. And also, sometimes you might not feel well to go to the gym, and I'm learning that it's okay and that I don't have to be perfect all the time.
Right, exactly. And I know we started really slow too, like you said, talking about the portion sizing. We wanted to make sure that mentally you were there to track your food. And we wanted to make sure that we weren't going to send you spiraling in any way. So we focused only on the portion sizing using our hand technique. And then now we've transitioned you into the tracking. And I feel like at the very beginning, easing you into that, I saw you kind of let go of those fears once you started to see a little bit of progress and understand the process of it. Would you say that's true? You just kind of started to let those fears go?
Yeah, I noticed that it was different compared to past tracking where I wasn't, because we started out portion sizing, I wasn't overthinking. I'm like, okay, so my hand, it's certain parts of my hands that are my portions. And starting with that really helps me not overthink what I was eating, because it still showed me that I can still eat what I want to eat. Like, I'm a big chicken nugget eater, and portion sizes of those are was not my best, but it made me think about, okay, I can have these, but I also can have vegetables with it. Or it made sure it helped me become in the habit of always having a fruit or vegetable with my meal, no matter what I'm eating.
Yeah, that's big. And that kind of leads me to my next question, which is what are some of the biggest mindset shifts that you've had? And I feel like that's one of the big ones is the whole foods and real foods.
Yeah, so I would drink protein shake after protein shake, and that is one thing I'm still struggling with is my protein intake, because it's still new eating a lot of protein, because like I said, I would drink protein shake, 2 protein shakes a day. But now it's I'm learning to add an extra chicken breast to my salad, or just add extra substance if I need it. And at the end of the day, I still go out. I still go out to dinner. I still go out and have fun at the bar, but I'm not as worried about it as I would be, because in the past I would just sit there like, okay, like if I have this chips and salsa, I can't have this, or I would start canceling stuff out, and that's not. And I'm so happy I broke out of that pattern, because I went to a couple weeks ago and I was not thinking about any of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I love to hear that. That makes me so freaking happy, because I love to hear you say, I can add an extra chicken breast, or I can have fruits and veggies with this stuff. That's one big thing that I feel like, especially you, but also many other of my clients too, that you've taken out, that we're adding so much to your life through this program. We're not really taking away anything. We're just adding healthy things to it, which in all creates a healthy lifestyle that you're forming. So with that, like, what would you say is some of your biggest lifestyle changes that you've made throughout the program so far?
It's definitely picking out the better thing on the menu.
Okay.
Or the better.
Yeah. How have you kind of transitioned into that?
So I suck at packing lunches. I'm not gonna lie. Packing lunches is not my best, because right now, transitioning between moving out of my parents' house and moving into my apartment, going through that transition, still it's like I'm barely at my parents anymore. So I'm process of moving out. So just having that extra back, where my mom would always buy my groceries, I'm learning how to buy my own.
Yeah.
But I still packing lunches, and right now I notice I'm picking like the healthier choices. Like instead of going to get chicken nuggets or a cheeseburger, like I've been going to like a local eatery, and they have like salads. They have chicken noodle soups. Like I've been going to Panera, and I've been obsessed with their chicken Caesar salad. I don't know why. Just chicken Caesar salads have been my obsession the last couple of weeks. But it's just picking salads versus not just salads, but just still enjoying what I like and picking the healthier option.
Yeah, no, that is fabulous to hear. I love that you've created those changes, and like, honestly, like, especially with your check-ins and stuff, it sounds like that's what you crave now. Like you would rather have that healthy version versus like the fast food drive-through, whatever you would go to have before. You'd rather have this stuff because you know it makes you feel good. Also, it helps you get to your goals. And you touched on being in this like big transformation form in your life. You've been super busy with moving out, moving in, starting a job, and everything like that. So like, kind of touch on that. How has being in this program helped with this transition at all?
It calms my brain. Honestly, it helps me focus. It helps me not focus on the transition like I normally would. Like when I was in college, I would have time with the transitions. I would just sit there, think. And half the time going to the gym, like I told my boyfriend, I was like, going to the gym is like mental therapy for me. Even though I go once a month, but it gives me that mental escape. It helps escape, and it is my safe place and my happy place to be. And I know similarly, like in college, like with this transition, I'd be eating the most unhealthy food that there could be. Granted, I still have those days where I'm like, oh, McDonald's cheeseburger sounds good, and I'll listen to my cravings. Like I don't restrict. Like I am still dealing with a major sweet tooth, but instead of picking like a pack of M&Ms, I'll pick a trail mix. Or I'll pick or I've been obsessed with the candy. They're like the fit. It's like the sugar-free candy. It's
Smart one.
I can't remember. Yeah, the Smart Sweets. I've been obsessed with those, but it's just like picking those different foods instead of what I'm used to. Like I could, like in college, I'd probably sit there and eat like a pack of Oreos if I was stressed, or like M&Ms. But no, I've actually been staying away, and I learned through this process what foods my body doesn't take well versus what it does take well. And it's been a learning experience. So dealing with the transition and seeing like, okay, what does my body take? What does it not take? And just listening to my body.
Right. Yes. And that was one thing too, that like, whenever you start this program, I tell all my clients, you get what you give. The more detail you give me in your check-ins, the more detail that you give me on our calls that we have together, the better I can help you. And so you were so open communication about the way you felt like dairy was affecting you. And you felt like it was making you bloat and all these things. So we decided to take it out for a little while, and you're like, oh my God, I feel so much better. So it's just about figuring out these like little tweaks of things that is going to overall impact your overall healthy lifestyle. So with that, you've said you've gone through a big transition. You're still going out and having fun with friends. You're not packing lunches. You're eating out, but you're choosing the healthy option. You've learned how to portion size your food and stuff. So of all of this, and you're falling in love with the gym, let's talk about your overall progress. Take it away.
It is shocking, if I could describe it in one word. Honestly, I went in, and granted, I even say this, like, I'm not the skinniest girl in the world. I don't need to be the skinniest girl. I just want to feel healthy. And when I went in, I was like, okay, I kind of gained a little weight over the summer because I just got busy and I was making excuses. And I was probably the heaviest I was since moving home from college. And the first couple months, the scale wasn't moving, but the transition pictures and the progress photos were astonishing when it came to the difference between my stomach area, my legs, my butt, just like little areas like that. And I've noticed the difference in my face and with the way I look in pictures now. And granted, I still have major body dysmorphia, but that is a whole other thing. But at the same time, it's a learning process. Like, I never, if you asked me a couple months ago if I'd ever see like the scale drop, I'd probably say, no, it is still, I may look like this, but it dropped. I weighed myself the other day and I was down 10 pounds.
Yay!
And
you haven't told me that yet. That's news to me. Oh my God, what? Yes!
Yeah, so I was granted, I was still recovering from the stomach flu, but
right.
I got my appetite back, and considering how I got my appetite back, I still dropped 10 pounds. Considering how I still go out with friends, I still go out to eat. Like the other day, I went to a Mexican restaurant, and I was like, you know what? I want this queso. I want these quesadillas. Does not matter.
Right. Exactly. Oh my gosh. It makes my heart so happy to hear like your overall progress at like just in general has just been blown my mind away. You have been so consistent, and that's been one thing. Like, you have put in the work. You have stuck to your nutrition. Yes, you go out to eat and stuff, but you fuel yourself properly before going out to eat. You don't go into a meal starving and ravenous, and then you're going to want to eat everything in the restaurant. You prepare yourself. You've learned how to eat healthy and pick those healthy habits. You've been active. You've increased your water intake. You've increased your steps. You've done all the things. And so your body is responding. Your body is saying, heck yeah, I see what we're doing here, and I'm going to do what you want me to do. So I'm so proud of you. Your overall progress is just absolutely amazing. And you still have 2 more months to go. So I can't even wait to see what we have at the end of the whole 6 months. So if you had to choose one thing, like, what would be your biggest takeaway from being a part of the program and working with me?
Listening to my body.
Yeah.
Like, just listening to my body. Like, if I didn't listen to it when it came to like eating dairy or like ice cream or any of that, like, I probably would still be as bloated as I am. Like, granted, I didn't work out. I told Alexis this, I worked out 3 times in April and I still saw the transformation just because of that little thing. Like, I figured out what intolerances I'm having, and I'm trying to find a way to still enjoy them, but not where I will feel sick.
Right.
So
that's huge. So yeah, not only listening to your body with the bloating and like your gut health in general, and us figuring out like what your body doesn't tolerate very well, but also like your cravings. Like you said earlier, you were craving that McDonald's burger. Like, you're like, yeah, I still honor my cravings and stuff. So you're just learning to listen to your body. And the more you listen to your body, I mean, you're seeing this firsthand, it's gonna do exactly what you want to do if you listen to it. It's working for you, not against you. So I love to hear that. And I want you to continue to keep that mindset. We're not at the end yet. You still have 2 months. But yes, this has been amazing. But thank you so much for answering these questions for me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.